500 most in team history, and a 12-game lead in the division, the largest in team history as well. Lorenzo Cain of the Brewers' magic number to clinch is down to 9. Corbin Burns on the hill for Milwaukee against Zach Plesac here in 2 very hot pitchers right now in the National League. Should be a great one. We've got Game 2, Brew Crew and Indians next. We remember September 11th, 2001, as baseball is back and we return to our action here as the Brewers are set for the Cleveland Indians. It's Game 2 of their series. The Brewers and the Indians from Progressive Field. Craig Kashan, Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minert on board with you here tonight. Milwaukee winning yesterday's game, going for another here, and pre-game ceremonies, some very nice emotional ones in Cleveland before first pitch here today that we were happy to be a part of. Craig Counsell in his 7th season as Brewer manager, 47 road wins already. That ties a franchise mark. Still 10 road games remaining as they will easily shatter that record as well as they have been playing. As we take a look at the Brewers batting order here tonight, Colton Wong, Eduardo Escobar, and Christian Yelich the first 3. Omar Narvaez the cleanup hitter. Jace Peterson in right field tonight. Luis Arias at short. Daniel Vogelbach the DH since we're playing interleague baseball. Rowdy Tellez is at first batting 8th, and Lorenzo Cain the number 9 hitter, and they will face Zach Plesac out of the gate and start number 22 on the season for Zach Plesac.
Yeah, he won his last time out. That was against the Red Sox. 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. He's won 4 in a row in his 3rd year with the Cleveland Indians. His major league record in his career, 50 starts, 22-12. Throws just about everything up at you out there in the mound.
First pitch to Colton Wong is outside, and we are underway here on a Saturday night. Pleasant weather in Cleveland, temperatures in the low 80s. And the Brewers thumping Cleveland in yesterday's game 10-3, 4 home runs by Milwaukee's offense. It'd be nice to see that the rest of the way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 6-run 5th inning. Yeah, Brewers hitting 2 home runs in that inning. Escobar and Cain with the grand slam. Brewers offense has been really good since the All-Star break.
3-0 to Colton Wong to start things out. Escobar hit 2 home runs yesterday. He's on deck. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Low side of the strike zone, but Plesac got the call. Jeremy Riak, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, I didn't see that low strike called last night.
And that pitch outside, so Colton Wong draws the walk to open things up.
Well, let's check out the defense behind Plesac here today. The Cleveland Indians defense, you got Harold Ramirez in left, Miles Straw, the speedster, in center, Bradley Zimmer in right. You got Ramirez, Jimenez, Miller, Owen Miller, the Wisconsin native, over at second base, Bobby Bradley at first, and Austin Hedges behind home plate.
Jeremy Riak, the home plate umpire. Scott Berry is over at first, and this one nearly lost as they try to pick off Colton Wong, checking him over at first base. Wong with 9 stolen bases.
Man, not even close. That one hits Colton, and had it not hit him, that might have been opportunity for Colton to get to third base.
And the first pitch to Escobar in for a strike. .259 on the season, 27 home runs and 79 RBIs for Escobar, and another close play at first.
3 home runs in his last 2 games.
Yeah, he hit a big one here to finish off the homestand, and then 2 in yesterday's game. First time All-Star, acquired at the trade deadline from Arizona, and it has been a big boost.
And no doubt spent some time on the injured list. It was a long time between home runs for Escobar. He's hit 3 in his last 2 games, and they come in bunches with these power hitters.
The 2 home runs yesterday were solo shots. This one popped up into left. Ramirez coming in. And there's out number one. So Long stays at first. Christian Yelich now the batter. 259 on the season for him. 8 home runs and 44 RBIs. Game number 100 for Yelich, who has spent a couple of times on the injured list, mostly for a troubled back. That was earlier in the season. And again, they throw over to check on Wong.
Yeah, Christian's been really swinging a good bat for a nice stretch. Hit the ball hard 3 times last night, but only 1 base hit to show for it.
Pitch to Yelich, just swing and a miss. Last 28 games for Christian. Pretty good clip for him. 332 home runs and 15 RBIs. He's been getting on base. There's no question about that. The 8 doubles have been big. Scored 16 runs as well.
They're getting hot right when the Brewers are going to need him most, down the stretch and into the postseason.
And this one hit well center field. Straw going back over his head to the wall. Wong rounding third. You'll be sent home. And no play at the plate as the Brewers score first on Yelich's booming base hit.
He has been squaring it up consistently. Christian Yelich can't hit it any harder than that. Yeah, get under it a little bit. That's going to be a big fly, but line drive. It's going to be a double for Christian Yelich and an error on Straw, I should say. And check out the bobble out here. An official scorer thinking that had he not done that, Colton Wong wouldn't have scored. I don't know about that.
He was racing. And with Yelich's speed, he is right behind Wong.
The double or the error is probably going to be allowing Christian to get to third base. It's probably still going to be an RBI, I would think. Of course, I'm not the official scorer.
There's Omar Narvaez, and he swings at the first pitch. Hits it deep to right field. Zimmer's got it on the warning track. Yelich easily scores, and a 2-0 lead to open things up against Plesac here in the first.
Exactly what you want to do, coming off a 10-run performance last night. Brewers right back at it. A walk, a double, a sacrifice fly. Brewers offense in high gear lately.
They have come out swinging against Plesac after Wong drew the walk to open things up. Here's Jace Peterson. First pitch in there for a strike. Peterson 271, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. You could almost say right now he's kind of maybe in a platoon role with Avi Garcia's. Garcia had missed some time. Fair ball and a nice play at first there by Bradley. And that will end the inning, but the Brewers come up with a couple of runs to open things up. 2-0 Milwaukee here in the first. Back in Cleveland, Milwaukee a 2-0 lead over the Indians, and DeMarlo Hale, the acting manager for the remainder of the season for Cleveland, has his team a game under 500 coming into this one. His batting order, it's going to be Miles Straw, Bradley Zimmer, Jose Ramirez, the first 3 to face Burns. Then Reyes, Bradley, Ramirez, Miller, Jimenez, and Hedges, the catcher, will bat number 9. And Corbin Burns on the hill for start number 25.
All the numbers looking good for Corbin. On the road this year, 6-0 in 11 starts on a 183 earned run average. Has not lost a game since May 25th against the Padres. And the Brewers have won each of his last 9 starts.
He opens up against Straw, and the bottom of the zone is open for a strike here tonight early.
Yeah, kind of unusual. Didn't see it last night, so let's see if Corbin able to take advantage of that.
Miles Straw, 269, 4 home runs and 44 RBIs, and quickly falls behind 0-2. Burns has been outstanding for Milwaukee all season long and opens up with a strikeout, a swinging strikeout. And there's out number one.
Well, check out the defense behind Burns here tonight. I mean, Yelich, Kane, and Peterson in the outfield. Avi Garcia sits this one out. Escobar at third. Arias Wong up the middle. Rowdy Tellez at first base. He's been really impressive defensively over at first base. And Omar Narvaez hanging the signs for Corbin here in Cleveland tonight.
There's Jace Peterson. I was just mentioning during his at-bat in the top half of this inning that he and Garcia almost platooning right now as Garcia tries to get back to 100% with some leg issues, some back issues. Missed some time a week ago for about 4 or 5 days. Did not go on the injured list.
Got to get him healthy for the postseason for sure.
There's Bradley Zimmer, the right fielder. No reason to push anybody at this point now with a 12-game lead.
Yeah, Garcia, even though he has had those leg injuries or leg issues, he's had 2 infield hits yesterday, so running decent.
Has not started back-to-back games since he took a few games off.
Cutter looks good so far tonight. I mean, really. He kind of battled that pitch a little bit his last time out against St. Louis. A no decision, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs for Corbin. Brewers did win that game 6-5.
That was the remarkable walk-off grand slam game by Vogelbach. And that pitch misses down low, 3-1. There's Avi Garcia. Couple of hits in last night's game and 5 at-bats.
Got to get him back in healthy. Got to get Willie Adames back. Willie's due to come off the injured list on the 15th.
3-1 in there. Full count now.
And Corbin Burns, 3rd in the National League in earned run average, 7th in opponent batting average, 3rd in strikeouts, 3rd in whip. And the list goes on and on for Burns. What a year it's been.
Cy Young Award candidate. It'll be interesting to see how that all unfolds. And there's another strikeout. A couple of Ks to open up swinging here in the first inning.
198 strikeouts now for Corbin Burns. 3rd best in the National League. He got Straw and a cutter. Now Zimmer on a 4-seamer up and away.
There's Corbin Burns with major league ranks. 3rd in ERA at 2.38.
Walker strikeout ratio 7-1. Unbelievable.
Max Scherzer and Walker Buehler are ahead of him in the ERA race. There's Jose Ramirez. Longtime Cleveland Indian, All-Star. 33 home runs, 87 RBIs, 259 on the season.
Change up at 92 miles an hour.
Officially 0 for 2 in yesterday's game. Couple of walks. He had a couple of stolen bases as well. There's the 1-1. Ramirez yesterday, those 2 stolen bases got him to milestone number 150 in his career.
Another cutter. Missed everybody though. Nope, I'm sorry. Got Narvaez on the back of the head with the helmet.
Always something, isn't there? Ball and 2 strikes to Jose Ramirez. Here's the 1-2. And this one lifted in the air to center field. Kane. A couple of steps to his left and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Burns, including 2 strikeouts. 2-0 Milwaukee as we head to the second. Over the Indians as we go to the top of the second inning. And last night we talked about the home run power of the Brewers. Luis Arias, Powerball home run number 20 on the season for Arias. And he's becoming an offensive threat for Milwaukee and hits a milestone of his own. 20-plus home runs in the season before the age of 25. He's on the list now with Sixto Lezcano leading the way for Milwaukee. Prince Fielder did it in 2 separate years. So 20 home runs in a season before the age of 25. So Arias against Plesac to open up the second inning, and he swings at the first pitch and lofts one into right field, and Zimmer gets underneath it for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second inning as Arias is retired. Zach Plesac, the nephew of Dan Plesac, longtime pitcher and one of the best closers in Brewer history. Good buddy Dan Plesac always keeping an eye on his nephew Zach. Dan working over at the MLB channel and MLB network, and of course did some work with us over the last several years as well. Here's Daniel Vogelbach, the designated hitter tonight.
I tried getting a hold of the sack man, but he didn't answer his phone.
He'll get back to you.
Maybe he's off on a Saturday.
It's probably in a golf course.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to get a little scouting report on his nephew. Not that he would give me an accurate one, but.
Vogelbach, the DH, the last couple of games. 0 for 3 last night. This one ripped into right field past the shift and bobbled out there into the corner. Vogelbach will trot into second base. Another error out on the outfield.
Yeah, no kidding. The Cleveland defense a little shaky in the outfield right now. Straw bobbled one, allowing Yelich to get through third. And now Zimmer kicks one out in right field, allowing Vogelbach to get into scoring position. Vogelbach was satisfied with a single there until he saw that. Rolled right over the glove and into second, hitting an error. Vogelbach able to cruise on into second base.
Never took his eyes off the fielder. You can't do that out there because you never know where to get that opportunity to take an extra base, and he got one there. So a runner in scoring position for Rowdy Tellez. One down here in the second inning. And this one ripped into right center field. This one's going to go all the way to the wall. Vogelbach will score easily. And Tellez in with an RBI double. Boy, the Brewers now out in front 3-0.
Well, they're making some hard contact against Plesac. Oh, Vogelbach able to hit one hard down the line. Tellez loves that high pitch. The high fastball, outstanding ability to be able to get on top of that. And rips it into the gap. 90 miles an hour is all for Zach Plesac. Doesn't throw hard. He's got to command the fastball better than that.
So Tellez out at second base with the RBI double. There's one down here in the second inning. That'll bring up Lorenzo Cain, the number 9 hitter.
Number 9 hitter last night, going deep with a grand slam.
That was something to see. He really tagged that one.
Part of a 6-run inning for the Brewers. That was a 6-run fifth.
Here's the 1-0 from Plesac.
Brewers had 9 runs in 3 innings, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Put that one away last night.
Rick Counsell smiling early here. He's been smiling a lot lately at the end of games for Milwaukee. A lot of drama here as we have hit the month of September. Fun to see. Cain checks his swing. A frosted flake action for Willie Adames down there.
Back-to-back nights going with the milkless cereal.
That's a good thing because he doesn't have a spoon.
Do you need one? Get on in there. 2-1 to Cain.
Lorenzo Cain is helping the Brewers play well. Brought to you by Live Well app from Advocate Aurora Health. Lorenzo Cain, last 8 games. Look at those numbers. A .346 clip. He's got 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Look at the slugging. Well over 1,000 for Lorenzo Cain, and he is having himself a fine stretch here since he is all healthy again. .293 over his last 35 games. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, he's had a big impact. He's doing a great job in center field. And Jackie Bradley Jr. having a difficult time finding playing time. He just can't get it going offensively. And Lorenzo Cain picking up the slack.
Colton Wong waits on deck. Tellez out at second base, 1 down here in the 2nd inning. Already 3-0 Brewers. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr.
This has not been able to get it going at all this year. He showed signs every now and again, but not that consistency.
Doing some scouting on that iPad down there. This one falls in for a base hit, and Tellez is held at third. So it's going to be 1st and 3rd. He had a big turn down there.
It's going to take him a while to get up. That's a big fella. 6'5". How about Lorenzo Cain just dropping the head of the bat on it? Fooled by the slider. One little punch shot into center field, just putting the bat on the baseball with 2 strikes. A good idea to hold Rowdy at third base. Slow it down, Rowdy.
He's thinking I'm going home on this. Does a nice job getting back. 1st and 3rd, 1 down here in the 2nd inning. 3 hits in this inning already against Plesac as Colton Wong bats for the 2nd time already tonight. Drew a walk to open things up and scored the game's 1st run. The new daddy hitting the ball pretty good since Cash came into his world last week. He and his wife Alyssa had their first baby, little boy Cash. A lot of angst leading up to that birth, that week on the road in San Fran. Said he wasn't himself.
Always a trying time when you're waiting for your firstborn, right?
Absolutely.
But even before young Cash was born, he was swinging a hot bat.
He's been as steady as they get, especially if you consider the spot he's in the batting order and how badly Milwaukee needed consistency going into this year with a leadoff hitter. This time Wong strikes out. There's the 2nd out of the inning.
And a bunch of change-ups, then put him away with the curveball. Pretty good action on that curveball. Good spot for it, down near the dirt with 2 strikes.
That'll bring up Escobar, his 2nd at bat. Flew out to left back in the 1st. Quick check on the runner, Lorenzo Cain. Cain with 11 stolen bases. That leads the Brewer offense even in his limited time. Just goes to show how important those fresh legs are. '29th game for Escobar as a Milwaukee Brewer since he came over from the trade.
The Brewers have had the luxury all season long with guys coming up from the minor leagues and filling in for injured everyday guys like Lorenzo Cain, allowing the Brewers to keep these guys on the injury list a little bit longer than normal, make sure they're 100%. Lorenzo's been running well since his return.
The 2-0 is popped up into shallow right, and Miller waits for it and has it. So the Brewers get another run. Vogelback and then Rowdy Tellez with an RBI double makes it all happen. It's 3-0 already. Nothing lead heading to the bottom of the second inning, and the Brewers forced to make some defensive changes as Eduardo Escobar moves from third to first base. Rowdy Tellez has left this game, and Pablo Reyes comes in now to play third. You saw that big turn that Rowdy Tellez made, and then the slide trying to get back in. He was slow getting up, and obviously for a reason. They
don't know if it was because he stopped really quick or the fact that he dove and did something to himself. And I'm sure we'll get an update from Sophie at some point.
Corbin Burns back out on the bump for inning number 2. He'll face Franmil Reyes, the designated hitter.
First inning for Corbin Burns, 13 pitches, 11 of them cutters.
Bread and butter. This one tap foul. Reyes, the primary designated hitter for Cleveland. 88th game as the designated hitter this year. He has 3 two-homer games already this season. '28 round trippers. He's ahead 2 balls and a strike against Corbin Burns. Now 3-1.
Reyes saw a lot of curveballs in yesterday's game. Brewer was effective with that pitch against him.
And that's in for a strike.
Well, that baseball is coming out of his hand nicely. It's got some life to it as it finishes into the strike zone. Got a little off the outside corner there.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled away. Bobby Bradley waits on deck. It'll be Reyes, Bradley, Ramirez to face Burns here in the second inning. Pitching with a 3-0 lead in early action. And a cold strike 3, that outer edge in this at bat, very kind to Burns.
It's just nasty. Check out Rowdy stopping on a dime, or at least 50 cents. Yeah, maybe the ankle as he is trying to get back. He stops and gets back, and then the belly flop into third base. Not sure what caused him problems. You can see him grimacing right there as he's trying to hold up. Is he grabbing the knee? Didn't look good going back.
Now you wondered when he dove back, was something really wrong or not? Apparently there was. Here's Bobby Bradley. Brewers have outstanding depth. So many players on this team understand their role. Bradley against Burns. Bobby Bradley, 223, 12 home runs, 33 RBIs.
They drove in a couple of runs yesterday early in the game. That was a first inning base hit that scored 2.
And another strikeout for Burns. And that's number 200 in Corbin Burns' career. Most strikeouts in a season in Brewer history, and there's Corbin Burns. Ben Sheets tops that list from 2004 in a single season.
He'll probably get to third place. Or maybe tonight with a big night. Passing Doug Davis.
So 200 strikeouts in a single season for Corbin Burnes. Those are the milestones you look at. If you get the right starts, that's where you want to be if you're a big strikeout pitcher.
Well, and again, I mean, Cy Young voting has a lot to do with the big statistics, strikeouts, earned run average, opponent batting average. I mean, wins and losses is important, but not as important as the other stuff.
Here's Harold Ramirez, the left fielder. Good start for Burnes. Strikeouts on 4 of his first 5 batters he's faced. This one grounded foul. And there's Reyes, who just came in the game to start this second inning.
Yeah, just able to get a piece of it. It was fair for a while, but yeah, looks foul.
Burnes ahead, 2 strikes. Oh-2 on the way, and another strikeout for Burnes. Strikes out the side here in the second inning. 5 strikeouts of the 6 batters he has faced early. He is on target in Cleveland.
Corbin Burnes pitching like an all-star as always. 5 strikeouts for him already. He has reached 200 strikeouts on the season now, but there's news regarding another Brewers all-star, Brandon Woodruff, who was scheduled to start tomorrow in the series finale here in Cleveland, but Craig Counsell said before the game that Woodruff has been scratched because he's been dealing with a stomach flu. Hit him overnight. Brandon Woodruff told me he went out and was throwing yesterday afternoon, didn't feel well after that, so he had a rough night and he's feeling better today, but just weak from dealing with that stomach virus. So Craig Counsell said Eric Lauer will start tomorrow here on Sunday. Freddie Peralta will pitch Tuesday in Detroit, and they will push Brandon Woodruff back to Wednesday, the series finale against the Tigers. Remember, the Brewers have Monday and Thursday off, so Woody will be scheduled for Wednesday instead.
All right, Sophia, thanks very much. And it just goes to show, too, you get into that 6-man or 6-day, rotation, you can compensate for episodes like this that may pop up.
Yeah, Lauer last pitched, on the 7th, so 5 days. It'll be the 12th tomorrow, so yeah, no big deal. Push him up a day. Benefit of the off day for the Brewers.
Christian Yelich batting for the 2nd time tonight. RBI double back in the first. Plated Milwaukee's first run in Colton Wong. 1-2 misses outside. That begs a lot of conversation that's been stirring with his big lead. Milwaukee likely to clinch, obviously pretty early, maybe with a week, 10 days remaining in the regular season. How they play out their starting pitchers the rest of the way as well. As Yelich grounds out to second for the first out.
Hey, don't miss the Crew's 3-game weekend showdown against the Cubs. That's Friday, September 17th through Sunday the 19th. The action includes a student night on Friday. Get your seats at Brewers.com. The question is, who's going to be that 4th starter? Assuming that the Brewers are going to make the postseason, that's a pretty reasonable assumption. Is it going to be Hauser? Is it going to be Lauer? Is it going to be somebody else? Maybe Aaron Ashby? Who knows?
A lot of time before they have to make a decision like that.
You get Brett Anderson, who is on the injured list. I imagine the Brewers would like to be able to throw out a left-hander in the postseason at some point.
Well, they have a couple of options potentially in the works, so
right.
That's the good news. And Lauer and Ashby. 1-1 to Narvaez. There's Brett Anderson.
A veteran guy that you'd like to have the veterans out there on the mound in the postseason for sure.
He brings a different pace to what a lot of starters in this rotation when he is out there.
But Lauer's been good. Adrian Hauser's been really good.
They've been really good in the month of September, the last month of this season so far.
Yeah. It was really interesting to watch Hauser in yesterday's game. Struggled early in the game, but then was able to settle down. His first inning was rough. Faced 8 batters, gave up a couple of runs, and then really nothing after that.
He also had to pitch through a couple of errors in that first inning yesterday too, which the 3-1 is popped up in the infield. That's a sign too, Rock, for him having the maturity to get through that as well.
And early in his career, he might not have been able to do that. Things would really work quickly on him. The game would speed up when things weren't going well, but he has learned to be able to slow things down and get out of a mess.
Here's Peterson with 2 down.
And the only way you learn that is by going through it.
Well, and you can pitch through that and then look really good and pitch really well after that, put your team in a position to win, and they did last night. Those are the things you like to have add up in a game, especially at this point of his career. Peterson to left, and Ramirez, and a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. Owen Miller, the Wisconsin product, will bat, parents in hand. Bally Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your local Chevy dealer. All right, back in Cleveland, 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Nice ceremony before today's game got underway. And there's Rose Miller, the mother of Owen Miller. Owen Miller will bat right now for Cleveland. He is from Mequon. And his parents on hand to support his early baseball major league career. How cool is that?
Yeah, we saw him last night in the pinch hitting role. Popped out. Ozaki High School graduate.
Came over to the Cleveland Indians last year at the trade deadline from the Padres in that big 9-player multi-team trade that went on. 4th stint with the big league club for Owen Miller.
Good curveball by Burns, trying to mix that pitch in.
Burns has 5 strikeouts among the 6 batters he has faced early on. 2-2 the count now to Owen Miller.
Yeah, trying to see how far Jeremy Rehack would go off the corner. Not that far, I guess. They look calm over there, don't they? Sitting in the seats.
They really do.
Maybe on the inside. Maybe on the outside, I should say, but on the inside, they're a wreck. You watch your kids play sports, right? Can you imagine if they get to the big leagues?
I was going to say, you know, when you're just watching them play little league and high school ball, you're a wreck.
Yeah.
Let alone think about on the major league level. You want them to succeed here. You know, they've earned their way up. These opportunities come to a very small percentage of any sport athlete. Here's the 2-2. Miller rolls one to Reyes. There's out number 1 here in the third. It's only the 2nd ball put in play against Corbin Burns.
Sliders, curveballs, cutters, 4-seamers. He's throwing change-ups. He's throwing everything that he's got. We saw that from Adrian Hauser in last night's game.
There's Andres Jimenez now to bat.
You would figure that Hauser could probably get through a game with just a 2-seamer. Getting the ground balls. You figure the same for Corbin Burns with the cutter. He's trying to mix them all in.
Thinking about bunting to try to get on base and get something going against Corbin Burns. He has been dominant early. Still going through this lineup for the first time. Number 8 hitter. Big cut and a miss again.
The second time that Burns has faced the Indians, he picked up a 7-1 win last year against the Indians. That was back on September 4th in Cleveland.
Did not allow a run in that game. And another strikeout for Burns as Jimenez goes down. Time now for a quick word from Feldco.
Win big with Feldco. Buy one window, get one free. Feldco, improving lives one home at a time.
Call 866 for Feldco.
All right, here's Austin Hedges, the catcher. 6 strikeouts for Corbin Burns. Hedges 178, 8 home runs and 27 RBIs. Takes that first pitch down low, ball 1. Hedges came over with Owen Miller in that trade a year ago. There's a strike from Burns to even it up.
Just some very defensive swings by these Indians hitters. Good slider that time. He's mixing that pitch in a lot.
Here's the 1-2. That one got a piece of Navarez. Burns checking on his catcher real quick.
That one got a piece of him.
Here's the 1-2. Down low, 2-2. A 3-0 lead for Burns. Here's the 2-2 outside. And Hedges runs it full. Haven't had many cases like that early.
Yeah, shaking his head, disappointed himself with that last curveball, missed badly.
Now Straw waits on deck. Burns hoping for another 3-up, 3-down inning here in the third. Here's the 3-2. This one fouled away. Tough at bat for the number 9 hitter, Hedges.
Everything away by Corbin Burns first time through the batting order. Really hasn't worked inside too much.
Again the 3-2. Again another foul ball. Corbin Burns has been very, very good on the road in his career. He's 12-2 with a 3.01 on the road in his career, and this year he is 6-0 with a 1.83 ERA in 11 starts. That is some impressive work. 3-2. That just stays alive.
And pretty close to that at home, too. The earned run average, talking about third in the National League at 238. All the numbers for Burns have been terrific.
Again, the payoff. And another strikeout for Burns. That's number 7 through 3 innings. 9 up, 9 down for the Brewer All-Star pitcher. It's 3-0 Milwaukee. Milwaukee has a 3-0 lead over the Indians. We head to the top of the 4th inning, and let's check out our T-Mobile coverage cam for you tonight. Beautiful Saturday night for baseball in Cleveland. And the Brewers a nice fast start to this one, and saw some Brewer fans at the game as well. Corbin Burns, they're enjoying watching him pitch so far. 9 up, 9 down, 7 strikeouts already.
Man, no kidding. That last pitch to Austin Hedges, that nasty curveball to get him on strikes.
So we open up the 4th. Luis Urias, the Brewers shortstop, will open things up. He flew out to right his first time up. Brewers got 2 in the first inning, 1 in the second. Cleveland's committed a couple of errors in this game to aid Milwaukee. Take a look at the home run leaderboard for Milwaukee. Our Powerball home run leaderboard. Garcia not playing tonight is 25. Urias right behind at 20. And you just can't help but marvel where this young kid has put up these power numbers this season.
And a lot of that production coming after May 22nd. Willie Adames Day, as we refer to it as.
Urias leads the team in runs, extra base hit, 2nd in hits overall. There's a strike. 3-1.
Plesac coming off a 3 up, 3 down third. Got through the middle of the Brewers order.
Zach Plesac. This one pop foul. Plesac, 26 years old, 3rd year in the majors. Pitched at Ball State.
His uncle Dan was a left-hander. Big guy, threw hard. Fastball slider. I don't think Zach looks anything like his uncle.
No. 3-2 on the way. And this one, nice stop at short. Jimenez with a nice play to retire Urias.
Yeah, big league play right there. Nice job up the middle. Able to get up and throw him out. Andres Jimenez making a nice defensive play. And robbing Urias of a base hit.
So 1 down here in the 4th inning, and we're going to send it to Sophia Minert with a health update on Rowdy Tellez.
Thanks, Craig. An update from the Brewers clubhouse. Right knee discomfort for Rowdy Tellez. We saw him double in his first at bat. You see here as he's rounding the bases, just pulls up a little bit. So right knee discomfort. We'll get more for you after the game.
All right, Sophia, thanks. There's another look at that, and that other camera angle, you could see him kind of grab at that right knee.
Yeah, so it was when he tried to stop, not when he dove back to third base.
So here's Vogelback with 1 down. He's the designated hitter tonight for Craig Counsell, 2nd night in a row. Defensively, in case you're just catching up with us, Escobar moved from 3rd to 1st, and Pablo Reyes entered the game to play 3rd. Inside of Vogelback, a ball and 2 strikes. Vogelback with a single, scored a run in the 2nd inning. 2nd at bat of the game here in the 4th. And this time he's down on strikes on the changeup.
Yeah, good pitch. Hey, don't miss WWE night at American Family Field on Saturday, September 25th. Get your special ticket packets for the Crews game against the Mets. You get a limited edition Bob Uecker title belt bobblehead. Learn more at brewers.com/theme nights.
Some nice giveaways here before the end of the regular season.
One of the many halls of fame that Bob Uecker has been inducted into, the WWE, World Wrestling Federation, and among others.
There's Reyes batting for the first time tonight. Nothing will top the speech in Cooperstown, though.
Right, yeah.
That was a nice ceremony they had Wednesday of this past week. The 2020 class going in.
Yep, Derek Jeter, Larry Walker.
Our good buddy Ted Simmons.
Yeah, Simba. Marvin Miller. Got the Players Association to be what it is today.
The late Marvin Miller.
Right.
Reyes down to ball and 2 strikes. And this one tagged pretty good. Right center field, back to the wall. And a nice catch out there by Straw. Robbing Reyes of an extra base hit. And there's the 3rd out here in the inning for Milwaukee. Right on it. He knows the home field wall. And it's the highlights of Corbin Burnes early on in this one. Through the first 3 innings, he has faced the minimum of 9 batters and has 7 strikeouts. He has been dominant.
Yeah, 27 swings through 3 innings, 15 swings and misses. That's 55.5% of the swings the Indians have come up empty.
And he'll face Miles Straw, top of the order for the Indians. So 2nd time through the order now for Corbin Burnes. Gets underway here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Straw, one of those 7 strikeout victims to open it up in the bottom of the 1st for Cleveland. And a grounder to short, Arias, and there's out number 1. Let's check in with Sophia Minute for more on what Corbin Burnes is doing here tonight, Sophia.
Yeah, guys, we've talked a lot about Corbin Burnes and the adjustments he's made since 2019. And one of the biggest things for his success has been the work with Brian Cain, his mental performance coach, and some of the things that he has put in place just to help him prepare start to start. And one of those things that he does every time he throws a bullpen and on his start days is he reads the chapter of execution from the mental ABCs of pitching by H.A. Dorfman. And he said he uses that system just to help him evaluate how he's executing every time he's on the mound. So he says the day after his start, he will go through pitch by pitch and he will evaluate whether it was an executed pitch, if he located it in the zone that he wanted to, or if it was not an executed pitch. So he says it gives him a way to just assess his starts that's not driven by the results and by the line that he finishes with. And he has a goal of an execution percentage that's 78%. He wants to execute 78% of his pitches. So I asked him how he feels he's done on that. And he said of his first 24 starts, he feels that he has reached that goal 18 of those 24 starts. He says some of his starts have been on the lower percentages, 65 to 70%. We know how competitive Corbin is. He said that's not good enough. He feels he needs to be closer to 80% or better. I asked him what the high was. He said it was that Chicago Cubs start when he struck out 10 in a row. 84% execution rate for him in that one.
And a called strike 3 on Zimmer here. So another strikeout for Burnes, number 8 already. And you know, if you watched the game last night through its entirety, you saw Burnes several times still in that Brewer dugout, taking a look at that tablet and making sure that he was still doing his homework, getting ready for this day.
What do you think his execution rate is right now? 100%?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. I mean, that's a really good way to look at things. I mean, if you execute your pitch and a guy still gets a base hit, that's a success for him. So it's not just the result that you base your success on or how you pitched. I mean, if you want to throw a cutter down on the way at the knees and you put it right there with something on it and the guy gets a base hit, not much you can do about it. It's a good way to look at it.
It simplifies things and keeps you on track, keeps your goal.
By the same token, if you really make a bad pitch, a cutter that kind of spins up there right down the middle, guy swings and misses, I mean, that's not a good success rate, right? I mean, you don't want to throw that pitch again. So, yeah, it can go good for you or it can go against you a little bit.
There's Jose Ramirez. One of only 3 Cleveland Indians to put the ball in play against Corbin Burns. Flew out to center field in the first inning.
That was a pretty good hit, though, by Sophia. I hope she had. Does she have notes, you think, to
no,
remember all those
no.
statistics?
No, that's off the top of her head.
Yeah, she doesn't have notes.
She listens well. Corbin Burns telling you a story. She's got it.
Yeah.
I'd have to have 3 recorders, go back, take notes.
I'd write the whole thing down.
Do
even
some
the
addition. Yeah.
these and those and don'ts and yes and yeah.
What would her execution rate be on that hit, do you think?
100.
Minimum. 2-2 pulled foul. Corbin Burns most games with 8 strikeouts this season, just behind Max Scherzer. And look at Brandon Woodruff, his teammate, right there, and Zach Wheeler.
Looks like all the front runners for the Cy Young Award up there.
You can change the top of that graphic for the next one for Cy Young Award candidates.
Exactly.
Two, and a cold strike 3. Another strikeout for Burns, number 9 through 4 innings against Cleveland.
It was incredible. You know, the best baseball games that I've ever played in, been a part of. You know, when Tino Martinez hit the homer in Game 4, like the ground was shaking. It felt like there was a little earthquake. It was an earthquake in the stadium. I don't know if it registered, but there was an earthquake going on. And it was almost a moment where you soak it in. And I remember just taking that. You just take this moment and like soak it in of like what's happening around, you know, baseball as this little part in the bigger world of what's going on. And it was amazing 3 baseball games for sure.
That's Craig Counsell remembering 20 years ago when he was playing with the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series against the Yankees. And it was only weeks after the terrorist attack in New York City as Lorenzo Cain leads off the 5th here for Milwaukee. And you know, part of that conversation, you know, that goes on when Craig's telling these stories about how the earth shook in his opinion in there. Arizona played the first 2 games at home in that World Series, won those 2, and then they go to New York for the next 3 as Cain sends one to right. And he said everyone expected the Yankees to win those next 3 games, and they did. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, how it all played out. But he said they spent a full week there playing those 3 games. So you take in a lot of things that are not normal when you go to the largest city in the country.
Yeah, it kind of put everything into perspective. You know, September 11th. I mean, you know, Craig Counsell said it best. I mean, baseball's, you know, place in a big picture world, and it kind of really made sense back in those days. And I remember when the season resumed and the Brewers went into St. Louis, even getting on the charter to St. Louis was a different experience.
Long pops out to left field for the second out.
All of a sudden, luggage is getting checked. You're getting checked before you go on the planes. All the protocols that are now a common occurrence in all airports and every time you travel. I mean, it changed everything for good in our country. And you know, we went into St. Louis, and I remember that right before the game, Jack Buck, the great Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Cardinals, made a great inspirational speech before the game, asking the question, should we be doing this? Should we be here? And he said yes. And it was part of this country trying to get back to normal.
And sports usually doesn't pause for almost anything in this country. It did obviously for the pandemic, but it did for about a week 20 years ago.
I remember jumping on that first charter after all that happened, you know, in the country, you know, 9/11 stuff, and it was just weird to be on a plane and flying through the air, knowing what was going on, you know, in the country and around the world.
Escobar batting with 2 down here in the 5th inning. Down a ball and 2 strikes to Zach Plesac as Corbin Burns watches from the Brewer dugout. He has been perfect through 4. Keeps that right arm loose.
57 pitches for Corbin Burns, and he's got 9 punch-outs. pretty effective, pretty efficient.
Meanwhile, his team offensively batting for the third time already tonight.
And Zach Plesac has settled down nicely. He retired 8 in a row. I think that 9 in a row.
Well, the defense wasn't strong in the first 2 innings for him either. Puts a little extra pressure on. This time Escobar draws a walk. That's the second walk given up by Plesac. 2-out base runner for Milwaukee. And there are a lot of ceremonies going on around the country, in New York City, in Pittsburgh, in Washington, D.C. Those were the 3 hardest hit areas, of course, with fatalities, plane crashes 20 years ago today. The Yankees and Mets playing each other tonight for the first time on September 11th since that happened. As Yelich grounds out to end the Brewer half of inning number 5. Corbin Burns trots out.
20 years ago, we stood united.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
"9/11, never forget."
To the bottom of the 5th we go. Corbin Burns facing Franmil Reyes to lead things off for Cleveland. A gem so far here for Burns through 4 innings. It's been 12 up, 12 down. So a 3-0 lead for Milwaukee. So Corbin Burns has been spectacular. 9 strikeouts through 4 innings already. Reyes got caught looking his first at bat back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, the cutter's really given the Indians a lot of problems. That pitch is starting on the outside corner, ends up about 3-4 inches off the corner. And he keeps swinging at it. A lot of swings and misses so far tonight.
1-2 on the way. This one fouled off of Narvaez's glove.
He got away with that one right down the middle. That will not be an executed pitch. Bringing it all full circle, just trying to back up what Sophia was talking about.
I like that.
But he got away with it. That's the thing.
And he's the kind of pitcher who can.
They don't have to be all perfect.
And Reyes is able to check his swing.
As much as you try for perfection, it's impossible.
It is impossible. Or we can say you're as close to perfection like Burns has been here so far tonight. Here's the 2-2. In there, called strike 3. 10 strikeouts now for Burns.
And the last 3 looking. Yeah, 4 of the 10 strikeouts are called strike 3s.
10 strikeouts. Let's check in with Sophia Minard on that last start against St. Louis.
Yeah, to follow up on how he evaluates the execution and the starts, I asked him about that last start against the Cardinals. Now, the final line for him was 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts on 86 pitches. And he said the execution percentage for him was 76%. So pretty close to what his goal is every time he's on the mound. And he said overall he was happy with it. He said that's what the execution concepts are. He said it's weak contact, it's swing and miss. He said the hardest hit ball he gave up was a hit to Paul Goldschmidt. But when he looked back at it, it was an executed pitch. pitch that was just right on the border of the zone. So that's one of those that you just tip your cap to obviously one of the best hitters in the game, and Paul Goldschmidt. He said he was really pleased with the execution of his cutter and his changeup. So this week the focus was just on more of the same. He said just continuing to spin the ball, make sure his body was right, make sure the preparation was right. That's really what allows him to stick to that process and be consistent with the process and the results that he's getting on the mound.
And that base hit by Goldschmidt was a 5th inning single.
How about the curveball here tonight, Rock?
Yeah, really good. Really good. He's keeping it down in the strike zone. He hasn't hung too many. And the ones that he has left up in the zone, the Indians have been fooled by it.
And this one,
how'd that one not hit him?
Not sure. Was waiting maybe for a final decision there, but Bobby Bradley somehow skipped out of the way.
How's it possible? But he did. Well done, the cutter.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Bradley. Burns has struck out all but one Cleveland Indian tonight at least once among his 10 strikeouts here in the 5th inning. He's going through the batting order for the 2nd time. Harold Ramirez waits on deck. And there's strikeout number 11 for Burns.
11 punch out for Corbin, his season high and career high 15. That happened this year against the Cubs. Well on his way to that. Strikeout number 11. 11 punch outs, his 7th game this year of double-digit strikeouts.
He has been dominant, to say the least.
And the 11th time he's done that in his career.
Here's Harold Ramirez, the left fielder. And Burns continues to deal. In and out of the strike zone, he is picking up swinging strikes against Cleveland. Inside to even it up.
At some point, you go up there in a game like this with Corbin. If you're the Cleveland Indians, last thing you want to do is get to 2 strikes. Try and attack early, but Burns has been making good pitches early in the count.
And this one lined right to Wong for the final out here in the 5th inning. Burns remains perfect. Wisconsin is brought to you by Cousin Subs. We believe in better. By Toyota. Dear driver, hurry in and save. Toyota. And this Patriot Day broadcast is brought to you by USAA, proud supporter of the military community. Early Saturday evening in Cleveland, where the Brewers are playing the Indians. It's a 3-0 score on the 20th anniversary of the September 11 attacks on America. And a lot of ceremonies across all ballparks, and this guy here, Corbin Burns, watching from the dugout, has been spectacular as Omar Narvaez leads off the Brewer half of inning number 6.
And Plesac's been really good since the beginning of the 3rd inning. He's retired 11 of 12. Only man to reach Escobar with a walk last inning.
Narvaez with a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 1st. Popped out to second, his 2nd trip up. Batting for the 3rd time tonight. There's Zach Plesac by inning. Pitches by inning.
Actually, he's retired at 10 of 11, not 11 of 12. Still pretty good.
Gave up 3 runs in the first 2 innings. 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd.
And in both of those innings, the Indians committed errors in the outfield.
There's the defense against the Brewer catcher. Shallow center field, and Straw comes in for the first out. Now time for a quick word from Gruber Law Offices.
Our team wishes the Milwaukee Brewers the best of luck this season. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
There's Jace Peterson, the batter, with one down here in the 6th inning. Peterson appearing in his 80th game as a Brewer, 54th start. Javi Garcia has been every other day in right field since he took several days off to battle through some minor injuries. And Peterson's been his go-to guy in the other days.
In a mini slump right now, trying to fight his way out of it. Had a rough homestand. Haven't seen him struggle too much this year.
And he was only 3 for 17 on the most recent homestand.
Yeah, good breaking pitch down.
This one center field hit pretty well, but Straw right there for out number 2.
Hey, tonight's Tavern of the Game winner, Domingo Bar and Ringle. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Good old Ringle, Wisconsin. You got that on your map, Rock?
Not yet. I'm looking.
While you look, Luis Arias bats.
Central Wisconsin, it's southeast of Wausau.
Good area, Wausau, Wisconsin. Stevens Point.
Between Weston and Hatley. On Highway 29. Or just off of Highway 29.
Good old Highway 29.
Good old Google Maps.
You think about how many years you've been doing Tavern of the Game, and then you get a city like today that I have not heard of in this state.
Right, yeah. Had to look it up.
Or maybe it's a village, or maybe it's unincorporated. But you got a name attached to it. That's what counts.
Unincorporated?
Yeah. No official population. No stop sign. Speed limit 45.
No police department.
Oh, there's always a tavern in the state.
Right. That's pretty good. Unincorporated.
Here's the 2-1. And this one hammered down the left field line and hooking foul. Arias got one last night, his 20th. There's the souvenir ball.
Halfway up the bleachers out there in left field. Got that one down a little bit on the handle. The trademark just hooked it foul.
Two on the way. And Arias strikes out. So another 1-2-3 inning for Plesac. Corbin Burns comes out for the 6th. He has been perfect so far. Toyota game resets. Milwaukee scoring early in this ball game. Christian Yelich with an RBI double in the 1st inning. That scores Colton Wong all the way from first. And then Omar Narvaez with a sac fly to follow to make it a 2-0 Milwaukee lead. And then in the 2nd inning, it's Tellez with the RBI double. And Milwaukee made it a 3-0 game. That's where our score stands right now. And they have ridden the arm of Corbin Burns all night long. 11 strikeouts so far. 15 up, 15 down for Corbin Burnes as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Through 5 innings, 33 cutters, 25 of them for strikes. That's a 75% strike ratio with that cutter. Top velocity with that pitch so far for Corbin, 97 miles an hour.
Impressive night. Owen Miller, the Mequon, Wisconsin native, now playing for Cleveland. He is the only batter that has not struck out against Corbin Burnes here tonight so far. Only his 2nd trip up to the plate as well. Three balls and 1 strike. And the 3-1. And this one grounded to short. Bobbled by Arias, and he still gets the out. This Patriot Day broadcast is presented by USAA, proudly serving the military community. Flags at half-staff today across the country, honoring the 20th anniversary of September 11th.
Thank you all for your service, men and women alike, all around the world. Appreciate your service.
Absolutely. Here's Andres Jimenez. Inside, ball 1. Jimenez struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Talked a lot tonight about how efficient Burnes has been. Still here in the 6th inning, Cleveland batters with defensive swings, half swings.
Yeah, he's got everything working for him. That's why. I mean, he's got 4 or 5 pitches all working together. Cutter, 4-seamer. That's 2 pitches. Curveball, slider, changeup. Throwing any of them at any time.
Burnes ahead, of ball and 2 strikes. And this one he snatches right out of the air for the 2nd out.
Now, if he doesn't get that, that was going to be a tough play for the middle infield. As Corbin Burnes threw a 97-mile-an-hour cutter at Eduardo Escobar. Check this out. You think he wants this? You think he wants this out? There it is. Boom. Hope your glove's broken in.
2 down here in the 6th. Mentioned that game against the Cubs back on August 11th when he tied a major league record, striking out 10 consecutive batters. That was his career best game by the end of that one with 15 strikeouts. He's got 11 so far here tonight. Here's Hedges, the catcher. And this one, right center field. Peterson at the wall and makes the catch. How about Corbin Burnes? 18 up, 18 down. 3-0 Milwaukee. A perfect night so far. 18 up, 18 down, 11 strikeouts for him. And he's working with the lead. It's 3-0 Milwaukee as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And you can watch Brewers baseball live on your mobile device with the Bally Sports app presented by T-Mobile. And if you're getting word on this one here tonight, I suggest you fire it up to see how this one finishes, as well as Burnes has been pitching. Speaking of pitching, the Cleveland Indians make a change. Go to the bullpen now. Brian Shaw to start out the 7th inning.
Yeah, look at the appearances for this guy. I mean, 69 appearances for Brian Shaw. Last appeared in the game on the 8th of September. That was against the Minnesota Twins. Gave up a run in an inning of work. 66 punch outs in 66 innings, although he has walked 35. The ageless one, Brian Shaw.
He'll face Daniel Vogelbach to lead off here in the 7th inning. Brewers DH 1 for 2 here tonight with a run scored. Vogelbach DHing, Tellez playing first in the first 2 games of this interleague series, but Tellez left in the 2nd inning with right knee discomfort. Took a hard turnaround third base, got the stop sign, and may have done something there. There's a nice piece of hitting from Vogelbach going the other way.
Yeah, just waiting back and flicking that curveball into left field. Beautiful piece of hitting by Vogie. Not a bad curveball either, going straight down outer half and nobody over there, so why not? This serves it into left field for a base hit. First hit for the Brewers since the 2nd inning.
Both teams' bats have been quiet really since the first 2 innings, especially on Milwaukee's side after scoring the 3. Burns has kept the Indians' bats quiet since before the game started, it seems.
Yeah, pretty good effort by Plesac. I mean, the defense didn't help him in the first 2 innings. But settled down nicely. Indians only down 3-0. Could be a lot worse. Brewers had an opportunity to blow it open in the 2nd inning.
At first and third and only 1 down. Reyes bats for the 2nd time. He was robbed of extra bases his first time up back in the 4th. As the center fielder Straw made a really nice catch jumping up to the wall. 0-2 pitch misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Plesac's final line, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those earned.
Good outing for him.
A couple of walks and 3 strikeouts.
Started out a little shaky, but he settled down nicely.
Well, he had to work around a couple of errors in the first 2 innings as well. We'll go back at first. That one off of Reyes' foot. We'll go back to first.
I think he got him twice. Foot, then arm.
Brewers came into tonight, their magic number was 9. Of course, any combination of Brewer wins and Cincinnati Reds losses will bring that number down.
Well, they're going to try to turn a double play, but umpiring at second base, that was Dan Iasonia saying he had it and then just dropped it, but he's going to call the out. That's a good call by the second base umpire. He squeezes it. Check it out. He squeezes it and then kind of drops it. Can't do that. He's just trying to knock it down to get the double play.
Good pickup, Rock.
Good try, though, by Owen Miller.
So Vogelbach remains at first. Here's Lorenzo Cain. Time now for tonight's StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Last night, Lorenzo Cain, a booming grand slam, no doubter. In the 9th, exit velocity 105.3, 423 feet away. And this time Cain to second. And the relay not in time is Cain.
Yeah, he's scooting down that line. He's feeling good. Those legs are feeling good for Lorenzo.
Yes, he is.
Little bobble at second base, not able to turn the double play.
Stepping in now for Milwaukee,
So Kane, the 2-out base runner. And top of the order now in Colton Wong. Wong 0 for 2, did draw a walk back in the first, and that led to Milwaukee's first run. That old chopper. And a nice play out there by Miller. So mid-7th, it's still 3-0 Milwaukee.
Here at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Beautiful night for baseball. The Brewers with a 3-0 lead. And if you want to work at American Family Field, the Delaware North Sports Service is hosting a job fair at the ballpark this Monday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can learn how to apply at dncareers/MilwaukeeBB.
All right, Sophia, thanks very much. Bottom of the 7th we go. Miles Straw, the leadoff hitter. Start the frame against Corbin Burns. 18 up, 18 down so far for Burns here. He entered the inning with 83 pitches. And that last 6th inning was his lowest pitch count at 11.
The only inning he has not struck out a batter.
11 strikeouts for Burns. Only one real true fly ball. The last one in the air caught was a liner.
Still has good velocity, 96 at the bottom of the strike zone.
Eleven strikeouts, 4 ground balls, 2 flyouts for Burns. Hasn't had too many 3-ball counts. This is his 5th of the night. (3-1) to Straw, and he misses outside. The leadoff walk here in the 7th inning, the first base runner of the night allowed by Corbin Burns.
Well, you'd like to be able to say, or normally you would say the first time he's worked out of the stretch, but that's all he ever does is work out of the stretch. So it shouldn't have any bearing on the rhythm that he's been able to establish tonight. Well, the Indians like to run, especially this guy at first base.
Cleveland 4th in the league in stolen bases with 96 coming into this one. Bradley Zimmer has struck out twice against Burns tonight. Right down the middle.
The league has really been taking liberties on Corbin Burns trying to steal bases, and the Indians are about as good as it gets in swiping bags. They stole 6 last night in a losing effort. A lot of those 6 stolen bases coming early in the game. One walk, no hits for Corbin Burns so far. And now he's got a man at first to concern himself with.
And he's got a first baseman over there in Escobar who has not had a lot of time in his big league career over at first at all. Switched from 3rd to 1st after the 2nd inning here tonight. 0-1 misses outside. His 8th appearance over at first base in his career here, all with Milwaukee. Straw, the base runner at first.
Big lead.
He holds. Now a ball and 2 strikes.
Surprised he hasn't tried to steal.
Straw digging in over at first. Not going on this pitch either. 2-2.
Well, the fact that there's a man at first base is kind of disrupting the rhythm a little bit of Corbin. He's got to keep an eye on the man at first base, holding the baseball a little while, looking over his shoulder.
Boy, and you're cruising through the 6 innings of work that Burns did. 18 up, 18 down. It seems like a simple walk can throw you off a little bit, perhaps, especially when that length of time goes by.
It'll split your attention a little bit. It does have an impact.
Check on Straw.
Cleveland Indians as a team have stolen 35 consecutive bases.
Last time they were caught on the bases was August 11th. Outside 3-2. As well as Corbin Burns has pitched in this game, is not allowed a hit. First base runner just reached via the walk. This game has not been decided at all. It's only 3-0.
Yeah, one more pitch out of the strike zone. The tying run comes to the plate. And with nobody out.
This one tapped foul. A couple of Brewers pitchers have flirted with no-hitters so far this year. Freddie Peralta and Adrian Hauser have taken no-hitters through 7. We're in the 7th right now. There's the defense against Zimmer. Straw holds it first, and Zimmer strikes out.
Yep, got him on the cutter. And Straw was not running on that pitch. He was running on the pitch before. There it is, the cutter. Foul tip held onto by Narvaez.
Most strikeouts in the season in Brewer history. Corbin Burns ties Doug Davis. 208 now, 12 tonight.
Now the fun begins. These next 2 guys.
Jose Ramirez, one of the toughest outs in all of baseball. Three of his 33 home runs against right-handed pitchers, as Boxberger gets loose in the Brewer bullpen.
Yeah, just in case Corbin has a little bit more trouble in this inning, it's going to be Boxberger. Burns able to get through it. You figure Williams and Hader.
Brewers were able to cruise in yesterday's game, winning 10-3. Ramirez able to check his swing there. 1-1 is the count. Ramirez's 33 home runs are tied for 6th best in the league this season. The 1-1. And Ramirez caught a piece of that baseball. So Straw back to first.
Straw had a good jump. No way Narvaez is going to throw him out. Good that Ramirez got a piece of it, fouled it off.
Straw, pretty good lead over at first. He holds. And a nice block by Narvaez.
You don't often see Jose Ramirez swing out of the strike zone. You got to throw him strikes. Didn't even give that one a second look.
Two on the way. And this one grounded to Wong. He'll take the out at first. 2 down now here in the 7th inning, and Straw moves up to second.
Hey, add Mr. Baseball to your shelf on Sunday, September 26th against the Mets. And the first 35,000 ticketed fans will get a Bob Uecker talking bobblehead. That's courtesy of News Radio 620 WTMJ. Secure your seats at Brewers.com.
A lot of Uecker giveaways here on the next homestand.
Yep, you got the WWE, the title belt Bob Uecker bobblehead, and then the talking bobblehead.
Pitch count for Corbin Burns by inning. He's at 100 right now. He has spun a gem so far. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, only 1 base runner in the entire game allowed by Burns. It was a walk to Straw, who's now at second base. Big hitter here in Reyes.
And that curveball has given Reyes problems in both games of this series so far. Hauser threw some good ones last night. And so was Burns.
Again, Reyes waves past a Corbin Burns pitch to make it 0-2.
Yeah, keep him down there. You're going to be fine. Just don't hang it to this guy. You might not get it back. Craig Counsell concerned about the pitch count for Corbin Burns, over 100.
And another strikeout for Burns to end the 7th inning. That's 13 for Corbin Burns. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by Menards. 2 up for the Brew Crew. It's going to be Escobar, Yelich, and Narvaez.
As we pay tribute to those whose lives were lost on September 11, 2001, honoring them with a pledge that we will never forget. We shall never forget.
3-0 Milwaukee. They lead Cleveland. And Corbin Burns has not allowed a hit in this game in that Brewer dugout, and he is sitting alone down there. Looks like after 103 pitches, he is likely to come out for that 8th inning. Craig Counsell and Burns having a chat, maybe setting a game plan as Blake Parker now in for Cleveland here in the 8th.
Yeah, good numbers for Parker. Good earned run average, 39th appearance.
He opens up against Escobar for a strike. Brewer scored a total of 3 runs in the first 2 innings. And their bats have been about as quiet as Cleveland bats have been all night against Corbin Burns.
Nice to get some add-on runs here if the Brewers are able to, but that's not going to start the inning off well. A pop out to Austin Hedges.
So one down here in the 8th.
Stepping in now for Milwaukee, number 22, Christian Yelich.
And we can confirm there is no activity in the Brewer dugout whatsoever.
Season high pitches for Corbin Burns was back in July, 108. He's at 103.
Yelich, the batter, takes one outside. Corbin Burns in his own spot in that Brewer dugout. We saw Adrian Hauser most recently flirting with the no-hitter, but they had a game plan set in place and told him what that was going to be. And you wonder if he's had that conversation with Corbin Burns or not. You saw Craig Counsell over there talking with him moments ago.
Well, he's at 103 and he's going to go after the 8th. I think Craig will probably consider leaving him in for the 9th. If you're not going to let him finish, why send him out for the 8th?
One to Yelich is outside.
Unless it's a really long inning.
Not too many hard hit balls against Corbin Burns. Maybe the hardest was Hedges. That final out in the last and that 6th inning for Cleveland.
Harold Ramirez lined out to second base in the 5th. Hit decent, but nothing hit all that well against Corbin tonight.
Not with 13 strikeouts. Count full now on Christian Yelich. Hearing some chants now in the stands. Brewer fans away on the weekend watching their Brew Crew in Cleveland. They're chanting "Let's go Brewers," and now they're trying. The Cleveland fans trying to drown them out.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yelich draws a 1-out walk here in the 8th inning.
Stepping in now for Milwaukee, number 10.
That'll bring up Omar Narvaez. There's some Brewer fans. All we're trying to do is chant and cheer on our team. Is that all right with you guys?
Having a good time at the ballpark. Cleveland fans, like all baseball fans, don't they?
The Brewers are kind of going through a period of time, Rock, like Cleveland did back in the late 2010s when LeBron James was there and the Cavaliers went to several NBA finals in a row, and Cleveland went to the World Series. The two teams maybe not on the radar all the time of big pro sports, and doing a pretty nice job of working that here this year after the Bucks won the NBA championship, and the Brewers one of the best years that they have ever had. As you take a look at the 90s pennants and the dominance of the Cleveland Indians.
Boy, they had some big offensive teams back in those days.
And this one hit the opposite way for Narvaez very nicely. And the dribbler turns into a base hit, and 2 aboard here with 1 down in the 8th.
They're doing a fantastic job just putting the bat on the baseball. On a pretty good pitch from Parker. Check it out, a changeup. They're going down and away. I mean, one-handed swing right off the end of the bat, but beating the shift. Nobody over there. A base hit for Narvaez, so a couple are on with 1 out.
There's the Jim Thome statue here at Progressive Field. What a ball player he was.
Yes, sir.
Man, big hitter.
Big home run hitter. Sandy Alomar, the catcher.
Thome number retired here.
Travis Fryman, Albert Bell.
There's DeMarlo Hale. Terry Francona, the Cleveland manager, longtime manager, out for the rest of the season for some health concerns. So Hale, the acting manager. This one gets past Hedges, but the runners hold.
The Brewers need an add-on run here. It'd be nice to play another run. Get that 4-0 lead.
Narvaez at first, Yelich at second, Peterson the batter. Jace Peterson has had a lot of clutch hits for Milwaukee this season. The perfect timing right here. Yelich with good speed out at second base.
Yeah, good time to snap at it for Jace. Great speed at second base. Anything in the outfield is probably going to score a run.
And this one a little bloop liner for out number 2. So Peterson retired. That'll bring up Luis Urias.
The batter now for the Brewers, shortstop, Luis Urias.
Urias 0 for 3 so far tonight. If you're scoreboard watching and taking that magic number down or hoping it'll go down for Milwaukee, it's at 9 coming in. Cincinnati a 4-2 lead over St. Louis. That one in the 5th inning. Reds on the road in St. Louis this weekend. Yankees and Mets matching up in New York here on September 11th, 20-year anniversary. No score early there in the 2nd inning. Giants clobbered the Cubs this afternoon 15-4. Giants now 92-50.
Yeah, something else. They're just not stopping. Brewers took 3 out of 4 in San Francisco against them, but they continue to win after that series.
Yeah, a lot of people thought, well, the Dodgers caught them. Maybe it's their time to pass the baton, but not quite yet.
Keep winning. Best record in baseball.
3-game lead currently over the Dodgers. LA hosting San Diego a little later on tonight. Urias had 2 balls and no strikes. He's got 2 aboard with 2 down here in the 8th inning. Corbin Burns getting a breather in that Brewer dugout.
Yeah, 3-0. See if Craig Counsell lets him swing away.
There's Burns, who is not allowed a hit yet tonight. Just 1 base runner. That came in the 7th inning on a leadoff walk. Arias.
Yeah, he was swinging, just didn't like it. It was a pretty good pitch.
He's on his way to first, but now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Another strike against Arias. Vogelbach waits on deck. Three-two on the way, and Arias draws the walk to load the bases for Daniel Vogelbach.
Yeah, good patience by Arias right there. Off-speed pitch out of the zone. Doesn't bite on it.
There's Carl Willis, the pitching coach for the Indians, coming out to talk to Blake Parker. And Daniel Vogelbach, bases loaded on Sunday. He knows where to put the ball. This one was in pinch hit fashion. The first time a walk-off grand slam in pinch hit fashion has ever happened in Brewer franchise history. What a finish that game was.
Yeah, Brewers down by 3 at the time. The walk-off victory for Bogey.
He was trying to look serious there.
He was. I mean, even in his interview with Sophia after the game, you might have thought he struck out to end the game. Very low heartbeat. That's what it takes to succeed in those spots.
He chats with catcher Austin Hedges before this at-bat. Hedges said, "I'm pretty sure you hit a pinch hit walk-off grand slam the other day, didn't you?"
I was watching that, he said.
Bases loaded for him here. 2 down in the 8th. Inside, ball 1. Well, with Tellez leaving tonight's game, you don't know the extent of his potential injury to the right knee. Left this game with right knee discomfort in the 2nd inning. Hear from Craig Counsell coming up after the ball game. See if he'll have a medical update. That could open the door for Vogelbach for a little more time back at first base. He's kind of settled in as more of a bench player, and then now with some interleague games coming up, able to DH.
Brewers have been covering injuries all year, and no reason to think they can't cover this one.
Vogelbach with 2 hits, 2 singles, and scored a run so far in this game. And this one lines just foul. Everybody running on contact. Yelich is at 3rd, Narvaez at 2nd, Arias over at 1st. So there's action now in that Indians bullpen. It's Garza.
Slider down, and Bogey hits it hard but hooks it foul.
Parker intense on the mound. Look at him. Here's the 1-2. Nice block by Hedges.
That's a lot of movement, before he comes set. The fact that he does it every single time he goes into the stretch is why it's not a balk. That's just his way.
You don't see that much movement very often. 2-2. And Vogelbach strikes out. Parker wins that battle with the bases loaded. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Here comes Corbin Burnes.
Being coy, isn't he?
All right, we'll say it. This is a pretty special night, that's for sure. Corbin Burnes, there's his line. We start the 8th inning, is not allowed a hit, just one base runner. A leadoff walk in the 7th inning, and then he struck out 2 of the next 3 batters. Bobby Bradley leads off the 8th inning. And we'll have to keep our eye on this pitch count here for Corbin Burnes and see what happens here. Baseball has changed over the years. When you get this late into innings and pitchers' dominance doesn't always mean they'll stay in and finish it out. Brewers making some changes defensively behind Corbin Burnes as Jackie Bradley Jr. comes in the game in right field. Jace Peterson moves from right and takes over at first, and Escobar goes back to third from first, where he started tonight over at third base. And another strikeout for Burnes to open up the 8th inning. That's 14 strikeouts, one off his career high.
Well, just still carving up that strike zone right now for Corbin Burnes. It's been impressive. Down the middle at the knees, 96. He still has the velocity to get that pitch by the Indians. That was a cutter that time. A lot of cutters, a lot of strikeouts, throwing a lot of strikes.
Here's Harold Ramirez. Ramirez a strikeout back in the 2nd, and he lined out to second back in the 5th inning. Only 8 batters tonight have put the ball in play for Cleveland. 1-1 drops in again. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Really been a good pitch for him as well. The cutter curveball combination. Slider, some changeups. It's all working.
This one pulled foul. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. So Burnes, a career high in pitches in a single game, continues to click away here with every pitch in the 8th inning.
Great Counsell keeping a watchful eye. I would imagine a little uncomfortable with his pitch count at 111.
The 1-2. Arias, 2 down.
Little less pressure on the infield right now since Corbin walked the leadoff batter in the 7th. Perfect game is gone. Everybody feels the pressure in a perfect game. Great Counsell waiting patiently in that dugout. You know he's just grinding over this decision.
2 down here for Owen Miller. Owen Miller, the only Cleveland batter tonight who has not struck out against Corbin Burnes. He has struck out every other batter at least once. Zimmer and Reyes have struck out 3 times each. And so has Bradley. This one into right field, center field, and a beautiful catch from Lorenzo Cain, robbing Miller of a base hit. Not today, says Locaine. We are through 8. And Corbin Burns, you need spectacular plays to throw a no-no. And he got one there here in the 8th. Talk, and it looks like Craig Counsell has decided that Corbin Burns' night is going to be over. You can imagine what this conversation is like, but a manager gets the final word and has to make these tough decisions right here, Rock, and you can tell that that pat there and that look on Counsell's face. That's one of the toughest decisions you think maybe he's ever had to make as manager.
Well, Burns and Narvaez do a bit of a hug right here, and that's going to spell the end of the night. I mean, that's a tough decision for a manager. Take a guy out in a no-hitter, but you know the Brewers and Counsell have to think long-term here. He's thinking postseason. He doesn't want to push Corbin Burns too long. Whether you like it or not, that's the situation.
Well, there's
always one, right?
There's one big catch. There always is. You've been a part of them, Rock.
Who's that remind you of, huh? Robin Yount back in '87?
On the final play.
Although that was the final out in the 9th inning.
Yep.
But you know, Lorenzo Cain always coming up big when you need him.
So Jackie Bradley Jr. bats for the first time tonight in Reyes' spot, the number 8 spot in the order. Josh Hader getting loose. It's only a 3-0 game. Sometimes when you get pitching performances like this, you fail to look at the scoreboard, see how tight it is.
Yeah. Corbin Burns with 115 pitches. Craig Counsell not willing to go any further than that.
Ground ball to second for the first out.
You know, when you look at it, I think, you know, Craig Counsell at this point in the season, you know, with the big lead, he's thinking he wants to send his starters out there and have shorter starts rather than longer starts. But Corbin Burns kind of put him in a position where he needed to leave him out there, and I don't think he was real comfortable with that. You know, I'm thinking, you know, maybe 85, 90 pitches maybe for these guys at this point to prepare them for the postseason, but I had to leave him out there. It looks like he's done.
Well, he was dominant to say the least. And you want to give as much of an opportunity to somebody who is as good as Burns is. And you know you're going to see more games like this pitched by Burns in the future. This what we're seeing tonight is just setting the table. He's got that ability to make maybe more efficient pitch count. I'm not sure how you whittle this all down, but 14 strikeouts, you need a lot of pitches to do that.
You know, the days of Edwin Jackson's no-hitter with the Diamondbacks where he threw 148 pitches, you're never going to see those days again.
Nope. Here's Cain with 1 down in the 9th. Cain into right field, the base hit. Well, Lorenzo Cain is just seeing everything really, really well right now.
Yeah, and that catch he made to end the 8th inning. I mean, it's all about Lorenzo's position, his first step, the way he's able to go directly to the baseball, and he made that catch relatively easily. And then he comes up with a base hit. Brewers will love to put a couple of runs on the board.
Top of the order, and Colton Wong. How about Owen Miller, though, the Wisconsin kid, trying to spoil that no-hitter?
Yeah, no kidding. Hit it well.
He really did. Great defensive play.
Best contact of the night for the Indians. Lorenzo Cain able to break his heart. We're okay with that. They'll have many other opportunities for hits. He's done a nice job putting the ball in play against Burns.
So Hader getting loose in the Brewer bullpen. Now let's not forget something here. Burns' night might be over, but Cleveland still has no hits in this game, so the Brewers going for a combined no-hitter. They need 3 more outs.
And Josh Hader getting loose, ready to come in.
There's only been 1 no-hitter in Brewer history. You know the story. Juan Nieves, his battery mate Bill Schroeder.
34 years ago.
1987. Wong strikes out. 2 down.
And big fastball from Garza. And middle in.
Here's Escobar. Wong and Escobar with 5 at-bats in this game tonight. And this one into the shift. And he'll be retired. That's the final out in the 9th inning. Now time for Josh Hader to go to work here as he will make his way out of that Brewer bullpen and enter a game that Corbin Burns started, went 8 strong innings, had 14 strikeouts here in this one, and Corbin Burns allowing only 1 base runner. It was a walk, and he was on fire from the opening pitch, Rock.
Every one of his pitches is working for him tonight. I mean, he struck out 11 of the first 14 outs. 14 punch outs overall for Corbin Burns. I mean, everything was working for him. A really good curveball. You know, the cutter, he threw some changeups, and the only blemish on his night tonight was the walk to Straw in the 6th, 7th inning. Now let's check it out. Some of the key plays defensively. Corbin helping his own cause. Jumping up, able to grab that one. If that one gets by him, it's probably a base hit. And then the fly ball off the bat of Hedges, deep into right. And Jace Peterson able to hold that one in. And then the walk, the leadoff walk in the 7th inning to Straw. The only base runner so far for the Indians. And then Lorenzo Cain coming up big, just like Robin Yount back in 1987 against the Orioles. A diving catch in the gap in right. And keeping the Indians off the hit column. Good work by the Brewers defense. Good work by Corbin Burns. And now it's up to Josh Hader.
There's Burns. 115 pitches, a career high for him. 14 strikeouts, 1 off his career high set last month. A lot of no-hitters in baseball this year, but you take a look at the Cleveland Indians. They are on this list twice being no-hit. Once by the White Sox, Carlos Rodon, and then Wade Miley of the Reds. That happened early this season, where you see most of these no-hitters took place. Major league record for no-hitters in a season going on right here, and the Brewers trying to add to it. As we take a look at our Gruber Law Office's 1 call, that's all, call to the pen, and Josh Hader coming in.
Yeah, 30 saves this year, the 30th coming on Wednesday against the Phillies. A 3-run lead, but there's a little extra pressure right here for Josh Hader. The Indians do not have any hits. He's trying not only to nail it down, that's the most important thing, to get the victory, but he'd also like to keep the Indians without a hit tonight.
So Mercado will lead off for the Indians as a pinch hitter for Jimenez. There have been 4 combined no-hitters this year in baseball. The Brewers trying to make it 5 here tonight if they can get 3 more outs from one of the best closers in all of baseball, Josh Hader.
Another great job by Omar Narvaez calling a game tonight for Corbin Burns, and now Josh Hader putting down the right finger so far.
Hader with 30 saves on the season. He joins Dan Plesac, John Axford, and Francisco Rodriguez as the only pitchers in franchise history to have 30 saves in multiple seasons. He had 37 saves back in 2019.
And he's only blown one save this year. That was against the Mets. Been terrific.
Big hack, and there is out number 1. Strikeout for Hader.
Strikeout number 15 for the Brewers tonight. Started him out with a couple of sliders and 2 straight fastballs to strike him out, both of them up in the strike zone.
Here's Austin Hedges, the catcher. And a nice running catch by Peterson. Didn't think he'd catch up to it. And now there are 2 down.
How about that play by Jace Peterson? I doubt that Telez makes that play. Well, he got a great jump in foul ground, busting it down the line, able to grab it in the webbing, and hauls it in for the out. What a play by Jace Peterson. Defense coming up big.
Each of the last 2 innings, 2 major plays. 1 more out to go. Milwaukee trying for a combined no-hitter against Cleveland. Here's Straw, the leadoff hitter. The only base runner of the game for Cleveland all night drew a leadoff walk back in the 7th inning against Burns.
Tough out. Leadoff hitters having a nice year.
In for a strike, top of the zone to even it up. And again, strike 2 on the outer edge. Hader pouring heat. Corbin Burns watches from the dugout. 8 no-hit innings for him. The Brewers a strike away. Hader's 1-2. Strike 3. They'll secure it at first, and there it is. The second no-hitter in Brewers franchise history. As Hader picks up the save, Burns the win, and they're erasing history all the way back to 1987. Rock, your day.
What a magical year it has been for the Brewers, capped off tonight by the no-hitter, Corbin Burns, Josh Hader. What a performance by these guys. I mean, you talk about a Cy Young candidate. Corbin Burns just kind of leapfrogged a couple of guys tonight with that no-hit effort. Outstanding work.
Boy, if you've watched these guys, these 3 all-star pitchers, and Corbin Burns especially tonight, if you watch them all season long, you knew you had a chance of seeing something like this happen. And tonight turned out to be that special night.
Yeah, Brewers have 3 guys, those 3 starters, every one of them, all 3 of them have an opportunity or have the potential for the no-hitter. They have that kind of stuff, but Burns able to put it all together. He had 15 punch-outs against the Cubs. He has 14 tonight. Unbelievable. That game was in question throughout. I mean, it was a 3-0 victory. The big difference between that no-hitter tonight and the one in Baltimore in '87, we had a 7-0 lead early in that game and just kind of cruising through. And the only question was whether Nieves was going to be able to get the no-hitter. He was able to do that, but I tell you, the Brewers now with 2 no-hitters. It's about time. 34 years between no-hitters, for the Brewers. And there it is, the final strike, a slider by Hader. Straw can't hold up, and they secure the out at first base.
So there it is, Josh Hader embracing Omar Narvaez. Craig Counsell over in the Brewer dugout. Corbin Burns shooting out of that dugout after that final strikeout. What a night. What a night for the Milwaukee Brewers. Sophia Minnaert standing by on the field with the two pitchers who make it all happen. Sophia.
Thanks, guys. What an incredible night. The three all involved in this. Corbin Burns, congratulations. 8 no-hit innings. You had 7 strikeouts the first time through the lineup. How were you able to establish command of all of your pitches so early?
Yeah, no, we were just able to work ahead. These guys came out swinging. We kind of saw a little bit last night against Hauser, and Omar put down the fingers, and I was just trying to throw it where he was putting his glove.
Corbin, we saw you shaking your head after the locate. Locane said not today. He helped you preserve that no-hitter, Corbin, to end the 8th. Every no-hitter has the play, right? Was Locane's catch the play?
Absolutely, that was the play. I looked pretty athletic on the mound on that one over my head, but nothing compares to that catch that Lowe made out there.
Corbin, we saw you shaking your head as you were walking off of the 7th inning. What was the conversation with Craig Counsell in the dugout as you were getting deeper into the game and the decision with your pitch count?
Yeah, I had to fight hard to get the 8th. I don't think they wanted quite to send me back out there with that pitch count, but I knew after fighting for the 8th, I didn't have a chance for the 9th.
How do you put into words this performance, Corbin?
It's awesome. This team is unbelievable. We played our butts off all year, and it feels like we're getting stronger here as we're coming into the end of September. So, great win tonight. Great job by Omar calling the game, and great job by the offense to put some runs up early.
Well, congratulations. I want to bring in your all-star catcher and the all-star closer over here. Omar, what a game to catch a no-hitter. I know how proud you are of the work that you put in with this pitching staff. What did you see from Corbin and Josh tonight?
I think it was untouchable today. Everything, every pitch was pounded the strike zone. Everything was in the corner. He was pretty smart and save it, a little bit of himself, trying to get deep in the game and give the team a better shot to win the game.
You've said it's not always easy to catch Corbin Burns. What was it like being behind the plate with the stuff he had tonight?
Today was even, not even easier because he was, once the first inning was over, I called Manny. I was like, this guy is moving like a slider at 96, 97 today. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough night for these guys because the movement he has today was unbelievable.
We just heard chants of Cy Young from all these fans gathered here in Cleveland. Make your case, Corbin Burns, for Cy Young.
I think he deserves it.
Congratulations, Omar, on a great night. Josh Hader, I want to bring you in as well. The all-star closer, Josh, you and Corbin are very close friends. You guys have gone through a lot together. What were you seeing from the bullpen as you were watching Corbin work on the mound tonight?
It was complete dominance. I thought he was going to go all 9, but it was just tremendous to watch him go. Him and Omar just attacking hitters. 14 Ks on top of that. It's incredible. Every day. You think it can't get better, and he just continues to strive at his best. So it was fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of this. I've never been a part of one in the big leagues, and to be a part with my boy Corb and Omar and this team. This team's incredible. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
Josh, you've closed a lot of games, but how much did you want to finish this one tonight?
I did and I didn't. I wanted to see Corb out there, but like I said, I'm just happy I was be a part of it and close it out and continue to win these games and win a series.
Well, congratulations, Josh Hader, Omar Narvaez, Corbin Burns, all All-Stars this season and all part of the second no-hitter in Brewers franchise history, a combined effort. They did it all together. Guys, what a masterful performance by this Brewers team here tonight.
Boy, it was something fun to watch. Great job, Sophia, down there. It's not easy navigating through 3 players on that one subject here. But, Rock, you now have company in the no-hit club in Brewer history.
I'm glad. I'm glad to be able to say I was part of the first no-hitter in Brewers history. I think the Brewers are going to have many more. I think they have what it takes. This is a long-term situation. This Brewers pitching staff has been phenomenal. The starters, the relievers, and Omar Narvaez, Manny Pena, these guys have really done a nice job calling games. I'm so glad that Omar got some props tonight about how well he has been doing calling games, and certainly was on the top of his game tonight. I didn't see a whole lot of shaking off with Corbin Burns tonight. The curveball, the cutter, everything working. And Omar Narvaez deserves a lot of credit for that tonight.
Boy, you think about what this club has done here in the last week. A pinch hit grand slam walk-off for a win, and then a combined no-hitter, the second no-hitter in team history. As you take a look at the final out, Corbin burns 8 strong innings of no-hit ball, and Hader gets his 31st save. All smiles with the Milwaukee Brewers franchise right now as they beat Cleveland. Brewers Live post-game is next. More interviews from the Brewer Clubhouse on the way. We'll hear from Craig Counsell, Dario, and Tim have it the rest of the way. What a night for Milwaukee.